you look the past couple of years, you see, Blaney winning this year. Larson winning back in 2021. Chase winning in 2020. Have the young guns.
Not to mention the championship 4 this year.
Yeah, it was all
Larson,
young guys.
Blaney, Bell, and Byron. All guys under 30.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Larson was the oldest one at 30.
Yeah.
31 maybe, whatever it was. But have the young guys taken over NASCAR. We were waiting on it, when Jeff and Tony and Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson all retired. We're like, okay, we got this young new crop of drivers. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, who else was there? Austin Dillon,
Daniel Suarez.
Daniel Suarez. Eric Jones, Christopher Bell, all these guys were coming up and they weren't doing a whole lot for a couple of years. You still had Truex, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick dominating the seasons. Have the turntables turned.
Have the turntables turned.
Yeah,
yes,
they have. Turntables turned. Shout out Michael Scott.
Yeah, they've turned, and I think it's a little bit out of necessity and a little bit out of...
hey, bro, I'm better than you now.
Yeah, so I would say about 60% of it is... Yeah, of course, the new guys are going to start winning because there's not a lot of old guys left. And then about 40% of it is the new guys are just really good. I saw something, I can't remember what it was on, but I saw a post about it, and it was the 3 longest tenured NASCAR drivers next season.
Oh, I've seen this too.
It's going to be 2005, Kyle Busch.
Mm-hmm.
He started.
2006, Martin Truex.
2006 was Martin Truex. 2009, fucking Joey Logano. And people, I still think of Joey Logano as a fucking new guy.
Yeah.
Joey Logano is the 3rd longest tenured Cup Series driver in the series.
That's wild.
Next year.
Well, if you take out AJ because he had a break.
AJ started right in that
He
time.
started like 2007, 2008.
Yeah. And then, of course, Newman, but he's not full-time, and who knows what he's doing next year. JJ Yaley, there's some guys that are racing that have been around. But full-time, Joey Logano's the 3rd oldest guy in the series, at least with experience. So, of course, the new guys are going to start taking over because there's just not a lot of...
You forgot about Denny, too. Denny in 06.
Yeah, Denny in 06.
So it's 4. 4th oldest.
But...
Joey was.
Yeah, it's wild that, that there's that few guys from our childhood, in my opinion, the golden age of NASCAR, that early 2000s, early to mid 2000s era when NASCAR was what I think of NASCAR being. There's not a lot of those guys left. So these new guys are just by default going to start winning races because,
the last chance of the older crop winning because there's less of them.
Yeah, there's less of them. And they, Harvick won 9 races 3 years ago. He didn't win a race this year. None. 0. He only won 2 last year.
Didn't win the year before.
Yeah, so somebody's got to take that spot, right?
Denny only won 3 races this year.
Yeah, Martin only won 3.
Kyle only won 3. That's what, 9? That's 25. That's 25 races.
Yeah, a fourth of the races.
Yeah, 25 races still left from them. 3.
So,
Joey won 1 race.
Yeah, and
it's 10.
These new guys are they're gonna start winning because there's not a lot of the old guys left, and a lot of these younger guys are coming into the prime. They've got the experience and they still got the youth, right? You think of somebody like William Byron, who's been doing it since he was fucking 18 years old. He may be only 25, 26, whatever he is, but he's got experience and he's still young. So I expect him to start rattling off 5, 6 win seasons a lot, especially in that Hendrick car. So the question is are these couple of drivers that are coming in behind them, the Chase Briscoes, the Cendricks, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs, are these guys going to start winning races? That's the question now, because I think, of course, I think the answer to the question is yes. The young bloods have taken over NASCAR, but they've taken over NASCAR by default. So the question is are these new guys? Are they going to be able to keep up, or is it going to be another 10 years before they start doing what these guys are doing now?
I agree pretty much everything you're saying. Yeah, the young guys have definitely taken over for sure. Like I said, it's kind of by default, but it's also I think these guys are just maturing and becoming better race car drivers. I mean, you think back in the day, not a lot of young guys, first off, weren't even in the Cup Series. I mean, unless you were like 30 years old, you were not in the Cup Series yet. You had to work up towards that in the Busch Grand National Series and all that stuff back in the day. Jeff Gordon was the first one that really people saw. He's 25, I think, when he won his first championship in 1995. That was unheard of up until that point. And ever since then, it's been kind of getting a little younger. So what does that mean? That means the younger you put these guys in these cars, these Cup cars, probably the more they'll struggle at first. But 4 or 5 years down the road, instead of you putting them in that Cup car at 26, 27, you're putting them in at 19, 20. Those 5, 6 years, they are growing. They're becoming better race car drivers. They're maturing quicker. So that means they're going to start winning more races quicker than back in the old days. And I think that's all what this is. But also, I agree with you. I think it is just the older crop of drivers just retiring, leaving the sport, leaving the racing side of it anyways. With, like I said, Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson, now Kevin Harvick. They're just retiring. So those wins that Harvick used to have, somebody's got to take them. And it's going to be probably a young guy because there's 75% of the Cup Series now is guys that are probably under 30, 35. Probably not 30, but under 35. So probably 75% of the Cup Series now. I don't know that's not the exact number, but you think the old guys that are still left, like I said, Truex, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, AJ Allmendinger, Michael McDowell. That's about it as far as the old guys that are over 35.
Who'd you say?
Huh?
Who did you say?
I said the guys that are over 35 that are full-time are Truex, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Joe Logano,
I think
AJ Allmendinger.
I think Joey's only 34.
Okay. All right. Well, take out Joey then. Michael McDowell, AJ Allmendinger.
I mean, that's only if AJ stays full time in the Cup Series. We still don't know what he's doing.
Well, my point is, the rest of the Cup Series is under 35.
Yeah.
So, that's just the numbers. The proof's in the pudding. Yeah. Like the numbers are gonna outweigh from what you're used to seeing in NASCAR.
Brad.
Oh yeah, Brad.
Brad's 38.
Yeah, Brad's pretty old too. And when did Brad start in the Cup Series?
Full time 10.
Was he full time in 10? Or that 12 car?
Yeah, because that was the year that
he won the championship in the Xfinity Series that year.
It might have been 11 then.
Yeah, I think it was 11 when they fired Kurt and put Brad in 2 car.
Yeah, because he won the championship.
And they moved AJ to
I guess
22.
he won the championship his second full-time year. Yeah, so it would be.
It was.
Yeah.
So
2012.
Yeah. So it's kind of a mixture of both, but I think these young guys have finally they've matured enough to where they've sort of stepped up to the plate and they're like, okay, this is our sport now. We appreciate the older generation of the Kyle Bushes and the Kevin Harvicks and all of them, the Truexes, but it's our time. And I think they're here to stay. And like you said, it's going to be interesting to see if the new crop, like you said, in Ty Gibbs, Harrison Burton, Chase Briscoe, Cindric, all of them,
Justin Haley, these
can they step up and start winning more races and take away from these guys that are entering their prime now? Because I think the new NASCAR prime now, I think they used to say it was like 34. I think it's now 30. And Larson's right in the middle of it. Bell's creeping right into it. Blaney and Chase, I think, are 27 or 28 maybe. So they're about to be in it. Byron's 25. He'll be there in a few years, but he's ahead of schedule, I think, for his prime. His prime might be 28 or so. So these guys are here to stay. You're gonna have you're gonna have to fight for a championship and fight for regular season points and fight for multiple race wins between these young crop of drivers that we were wondering a few years ago, will they ever take over? Will they officially have taken over?